here. I need to be careful about staying away from these kinds of people. I need to be careful about the things that trigger me. If you have close relationships with people like family, friends, loved ones, whatever, then you can send out the memo. That's what I call it. You can have the honest conversation. You can be like, Mo, I just want to tell you, bro, because we're friends. And this is not true, y'all. That's listening. I'm just making it up. Mo, I don't know if you realize it or not, but every time you say that, I get triggered because in my past, I've had an issue with that, and I hope that you would be understanding of that. So if Mo really loves me, he's gonna be like, I'm not gonna do that no more. I'm just not gonna do that one no more. Because that's part of him helping me to heal.
Well, my daughter had a trigger. She's special needs, and she had a trigger in school. We kept wondering why is this one particular teacher? She had no problem, but this one teacher, I mean, she just kept having it was a lady that was actually abusing her when she was younger. That and the lady looked just like her, and she'd go to that class and act a donkey. And when I went up there to the school, I was like, "Y'all need to get her out of this class right here." I know the reason why. They had no more problems out of it.
Wow. It's good you were able to identify it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was uncanny. The chick looked just like this lady used to abuse her. So, she was not having it. She just not again. No, I'm old enough to tell you the way I feel. So it was one of those things. So I had to protect my baby. Y'all need to get out of there. I used to be the one to go to the school, of course. Mary Ann, she was ready. She'd be messing around, skint somebody up there. So I used to be the school head.
I believe it.
And you need to go on up there, baby, because I'm going to tear somebody up.
Wow. So Gina, in response to what you brought up, as a culture, we have triggers, and we deal with PTSD. As an individual, we all have triggers. Like, I don't know where this has come from for me, but I'll share something. I do not like sleeping with lights off. I know it's not good. I can't think of anything that happened to me, but I just do not like sleeping with lights off. It's something
Indiana thing. You go to Florida, you go right to sleep at night.
Okay.
Well, I gotta have some type of light on myself, and I can
Me
tell you
too,
where mine's
Greg.
from. And it is the stupidest thing in the
pitch
world.
black for me.
It is the most ignorantest thing in the world that you got me having to have some type of light on. Okay,
I'm sorry, mine is the
when I was
TV.
little. I think I told y'all about it. Long time when I was little. I wasn't supposed to be watching Alfred Hitchcock and all of his stuff, right? So I watched it, okay, and ever since then, man, it's like I saw him on the light switch. On one of them things, he was on the light switch, sitting on the light switch. And I saw him on the light switch.
Are we laughing at this
and
trigger, y'all? Hold on.
Cut the light off because he would be on that light switch. So that was my reason why I sleep with some type of light on. Something got to be on.
Now, Greg, you kind of helping me because I used to watch a lot of Alfred Hitchcock, and I used to watch Twilight Zone a lot.
Yeah, I love Twilight Zone.
That was our stuff.
Yeah.
Twilight Zone was it.
Man, if I saw that bastard talk about some good evening one more time.
He called him a bastard.
I love Alfred Hitchcock. I don't have no issues though like that. My trigger is when people holler at me. My mom was a disciplinarian. She hollered at us a lot growing up. And now if somebody hollers at me, I feel like I snap. I just can't take it. Don't holler at me. We can talk respectably, but do not holler at me. And it's a trigger that I know is a trigger. And I know why I feel like that. It just reminds me of growing up when my mom used to just holler at us.
Yeah.
My mama hollered at me. But, 9 times out of 10 it's because of something I done. Or me and my brother. My little brother stayed in more trouble than I did.
And don't call me Gregory either, man.
Well, my mom's to me,
that's a trigger.
My
I make sure I remember that,
mom
Gregory.
hollered for breakfast. My mom hollered for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks in between. But it was the way that she knew. That's how she knew how she learned how to communicate. But when I started researching my mom when she left this world, I learned that my mom grew up in a highly abusive household, and so that was so for her that was normal, you know, hollering and screaming at kids and stuff. That was normal for her, you know. It wasn't normal for me because I was always the one getting hollered and screamed at, but it was normal for her. So when I identified that I had that same trigger, what I did to start to turn that around so I could be in my healing space is I was very intentional about talking with my children and not screaming at them. I was very intentional about it. I'm not going to say I never did it, but I was really intentional about it because I knew how I felt as a kid. And I didn't want to project that onto my children, the feelings that I used to have of getting screaming and hollered at. So we all have them. I mean, we all have triggers, and to some degree, because we do, then we all have some level of PTSD. There is some traumatic event that has taken place in our lives, some more severe than others, where it created certain triggers in our head that remind us of the traumatic event that has happened. You know, lots of times we identify PTSD with those who have been in the military, and certainly my son is a military guy, so certainly that you know they can relate to that. But it's really any person that has had any kind of traumatic experience in their life that left a stain on their brain that causes them to relive that event through through some form of stimuli, screaming, whatever that may be, you know. And then we automatically start revisiting the feelings that we had when the last time we got screamed or something like that.
You know what, Dr. Carol? Go ahead, Steve.
I thought epilepsy brought me PTSD, how you explained it, because I had anger of it. Because I had anger because I developed it.
So it triggered you. It triggered you because what you probably felt like, why do I have to go through this?
Yeah, I mean, at 13, didn't understand it. It was like right when your life finna begin as a young man, and then it was epilepsy.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
So, Dr.
I need to get on the couch.
No, you know, because it went to no driving. It went, you know, the whole thought of my life changed. So,
I want Dr.
because it reminded you, as an adolescent, as a young teenage guy, you know, it just reminded you of all the things that you could not do, and you were angry about all the things that you could not do. Because I can't even imagine what that could look like for, let's say, a 16-year-old guy trying to holler at a girl, and maybe in that moment you have a seizure. Not cool, right? So, you know, it just reminded you of all the things. So the way you start combating that is you start putting real intention and focus on all the things that you can do in spite of. And you constantly repeating that narrative every single day and surrounding yourself with people who help you repeat that narrative so that you don't see it as a real negative or toxic thing.
Yeah, but honestly, I didn't know I was a special needs kid until this summer.
Steve, we're all special needs. I'm the therapist that's going to say we're all special. Like when you think about special needs, like Gina, do you have any special needs? Like I do. I've got some special needs.
I think we all do. I'm with you. I think
I'm not going to ask you, Greg. I'm not going to ask you, but for the sake of the show, Greg, do you have any special needs?
Yeah, baby.
Oh my God.
Not them kind of needs, dude.
Not in need.
Oh.
He said not in need, special need.
What I'm talking about. That's what
But I understand that, Greg.
Do I have any special needs?
Because at 13, I was having 5 seizures a week.
Dang.
Wow.
I do have a special need.
That's a lot.
So what is your special need, Greg?
I need everybody to inbox me because I got this. I wrote this book. Thank you to my girl Gina. I wrote this little ebook, okay? But we ain't gonna talk about that. My special need is to just make sure that I don't know. Do I have a special need?
Well, it's. I wouldn't even.
And when I asked that question,
need was always my eyesight. It was always my eyesight. I've always had bad vision, even as a kid. And I used to purposely throw my glasses away because I didn't want to wear glasses. And I was the only one, it seemed like maybe 1 or 2 other people besides me that had glasses on, and kids talked about me. They taunted me. And so I threw so many glasses away. My mama said, if you lose another pair of glasses, I'm going to whoop you.
I would
throw them away.
She started screaming at you again, man.
Yeah.
Hold on for a second, okay? Because we want to get Rachel on too, okay? And we can get back into this a little bit later, okay? But we do want to get the CEO and the strategist, planner, mapping outerist lady, people, person.
Yeah, what
thing,
you just said.
all of that, okay? Everybody say what's up to the CEO with these CEO nuggets.
What's up?
Rachel Garrett.
Hello there, Black Radio Hall of Fame inductees with special guest Steve and special guest Dr. C. Get that award up there before we even get our day started, because we were talking about triggers. That triggers me to be celebrating. So let's trigger some celebration going on real quick.
Did that make you say?
You gotta get locked in. There it is. No. Excellent. Yes.
Rachel,
we're having an awesome conversation, and it was a great conversation. And I already have some things I was gonna chime in on that before Greg asks his questions. Go ahead.
You chime in. You go right ahead. Chime in.
So it was when you guys were talking about triggers, it reminded me of something about people when we trigger bad habits for money. And the money habits are triggered by experiences that we had from when we were kids. The loss of the lack of being able to have things. It's the reason why we spend more money on our children when we become adults, because the trigger of lack when we were kids makes us want to make up for that when we make money. And we make the money. And I know you guys have heard my story where I was making $100,000 a year and spending $100,000 a year. So I was broke before I even got paid, and I was making really good money. But it goes from the fact that I was homeless at a point in time in my life. My mother was a gypsy, and we was always going somewhere doing something. So and when I got money, I wanted to make sure that I lived a better life. But now it's having a clear understanding that those are triggers just the same, and they hinder us from having financial success.
That's so interesting to say, because I know people on both ends of the spectrum where they grew up and didn't have a lot, and so they buy and buy things that they don't even need, but they buy it just to have it, as if like a squirrel, just saving it and not using it. And then you have these people that they didn't have a lot growing up, and then they buy everything that they think they want.
Yeah.
And I don't know, where does the balance come in with that?
I thank you, Coach, for saying that, because now I'm gonna tell my son, no, you can't have no more Jordans.
Hey,
because I couldn't have them when I was growing up. So no, I ain't keep buying them Jordans.
You want your kid to have better than what you had, okay?
Steve, I'm gonna tell you, it's funny. You buying Jordans, I've never owned a pair of Jordans, nor have I've only bought one pair of Jordans my whole life, and it was for my middle son. We bought it for his 16th birthday. I bought him. He's the only person I ever bought a pair of Jordans for. I've never owned them. I don't understand the point. So for me, when I understand, I can't comprehend $200 every weekend standing in long lines for a pair of shoes. I could never comprehend that.
Say it with you. I hear you on that one.
I agree.
I can't hear that.
I told my son, why get one pair of shoes for $200 and you can probably get 3 pair and he get something else.
Don't send him to school in those.
No, I'm saying. He talking about
Pro Wings had a name. I keep telling people, Pro Wings had a name. They were named Pro Wings.
It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that.
As soon as you walk in the door, of school, the soul come off, man. Don't do that to your kid.
No. Oh, you try to make that move on. Wait, Greg. You try to make that move on the court. You make that turn. You hear ski.
Oh my
Getting them Starberries.
That's him. He would never live it down. I'm telling you.
Get him them Jordans, man. Make sure you get them Jordans.
But only
make
them
earn them, though. I'm telling my kids had to earn. I didn't buy Jordans like that, but if they did good in school, if they had good grades, I would buy them Jordans. They had to earn it. I wasn't going out just because I didn't have that when I was young, and so I'm gonna make sure my kids have it. I didn't have that philosophy. It was always, oh, you want a Nintendo? Let me see your grades. When you work and you make the honor society, you have you come with all A's and B's, you get that, and that made them achieve and strive harder.
Well, it taught them just like we were teaching ours. It teaches them there's a reward doing good. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I must have did wrong all of my life because my son, I made sure. Now his mama came in with 6-7 pairs of them damn Starberries. Okay, those cheap ass shoes. Okay, and she thought she did the Starberries really good. She thought she.
You didn't talk about the shoes that light up like.
No, he talking about Stephon Marbury.
The Starberries was by Stephon Marbury. They were some cheap ass $10 shoes that he said he was going, and those shoes were cheap. Okay,
but did you get a jogging suit to go with it? Because they had the whole thing.
7 pairs she came in with one day, different colors, different little.
Because I would have rocked them. I don't care. I would have rocked them.
Y'all are gonna.
I had some
triggers. Keep on.
I had some
triggers. I'm telling you.
And I bought my son these shoes. Okay, his name is Jordan. He hated Jordans, but whatever else you wanted, Jordan was. Rachel, Jordan was spoiled. Okay, so I told her you're gonna have to give them Starberries away. Okay, to some other kid, okay, because my son ain't going out the house with these, okay, and my son, and they were big, because my son had big feet, okay, and they were big too, and they stuck out, and he's like, Jordan got Starberries on, he got some Starberries on, your mom and daddy on welfare. Anyway, it's like, you ain't doing that, okay, but to each his own, okay, I'm just.
They was big in China. They was big in China.
I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with kids having a little bit of humility in their life. They have to, that's life. It's something that they have to deal with in life as an adult. So they have to learn those things younger.
You know how many times
so that they can deal with them when they get older.
I think that's one of my triggers, my gym shoes, because I used to get them cheap gym shoes to wear at gym. And I'm tell you, I got talked about so much with them gym shoes on, it was even funny.
Right now, I'm gonna show you. Y'all seen the wall of shoes that me and Jordan got? Okay, we got
a wall of shoes.
No walls, plural walls. All right, and I'm not saying that to be.
Bro, if I had to lose, I'd get you that locker.
But we love shoes. We love our shoes, and Jordan's is bigger than mine. Okay, Jordan got about 200-something pairs of gym shoes, and he only got 2 feet. Okay, I got 100-something, but he got 200-something pairs of shoes. He just got the Asia. The chick that won
Asia Wilson. Asia Wilson.
He got two pair of those just came to the house. All right. How much it cost, Jordan? Hey, Dad, it was 180. Okay.
Asia Wilson's 180?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They nice though, but I can't, anyway. But Rachel, where we at? Rachel, hey girl, look.
Rachel, like, go ahead. Y'all just ran with my story.
I'm sorry.
I got a question for you.
No, it's great. Because I'm going to tell you what I heard out of all of that. Now, one, I got to give y'all a crazy story. My kids have only, the whole conversation around shoes is this. We only shop at Shoe Carnival. They buy one, get one free. One half off. Now, let me break this down. Whenever I look at my bank account, it looked really good. So I wasn't never concerned. So my son, the only time he ever got something extravagant, he got 2 pair of ones when he was in 2nd grade because he got straight A's. The deal we made, because he heard Nelly's song, I need 2 pair. I told him, you get straight A's, I'll buy you 2 pair of ones. He came home with straight A's and he got the 2 pair of ones. Now let me explain what I explained to him next. I explained to him the difference about shoes and the difference about clothes and where they're actually made and what we're actually paying for. So I was big on educating my kids on the properties of things. So first off, Nike shoes are not made in the States. They're made in China, and the price of the manufacturing is $6 to $7. So if this goes to profit margins. So I explained to them from a business standpoint that you're paying a markup of 700 to 900% for a pair of shoes. Now, great business model. Are you a businessman or are you a person who's trying to live in society? I also explained to them about having a conversation about who gives a good goddamn what someone has to say. Because I guarantee you something here. I never owned a pair of those type of shoes. I wore pink Pro Wings until 8th grade on purpose. I liked them. They had Velcro. I liked the shoes.
They had nice shoes.
My grandmother forced me to get some Nikes. The very first pair of Nikes I got, I was in 9th grade. She forced me to get some pink and white Nikes because I wanted them to match as close to my pink and white Pro Wings that I like. Now, let me go to my psychology. To this day, at 49, I don't care what anyone has to say about what I wear, how I wear it, and what's going on. It's the last thing on my mind, furthest from my mind. I'm worried about how to make dollars and cents. Now, this is going to lead me to a point. It's going to lead me to our society at large. We worried about stacking up what we're wearing and less about what is in our minds. So for me, I spent the time to educate them on what's in their mind. My daughter bought a pair of ones at 21. She is 28 years old. She still owns those pair of shoes. She called me almost gasping for air. She said, did you know these shoes are $125? She in the store getting ready to put them back. I said, it's your 21st birthday, and this is your present to yourself. But this is the psychology of how you actually teach your kids to value things in life.
That's crazy because I have
right now the economy is about to be upside down, and people are going to spend so much time trying to stay up with the Joneses as opposed to getting together in a round table and figuring out how we're going to make it. That's what we need to focus on.
Rachel, I don't know about this, but I have a real bad car fetish. I have a bad car fetish. I love me.
I do too, Mo. But you know, I had to trim it down some. I owned 6 cars at one point.
When I first met you, you had 6
I gave them all away. I gave them away, y'all.
Gave away?
I was down to 2 cars. I did give them away.
Selling?
I gave them away. I gave them away. And I was down to 2 vehicles, y'all. And then we ended up with 4 just recently. Now we're back down to 3.
That's all I got now. That's all I got now. 3, but I had 2 more. So I got total 5.
I love cars too, Mom.
So when you're not driving them, what do you do?
No, I wasn't driving them. Well, I had 2 of them in the garage. One I was driving, one I drove every now and then.
Ask me how many cars I got and ask me what I do with them.
I know what you do with them.
What I make money with yours. I know you know.
You make money with yours.
Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, to me, my psychology is all about how do we grow? How do I grow? How do I go? How do I do the things that I want to do in my life? That is what I'm concerned about. I spend money on experiences.
But you know what?
When I say I want to travel the world,
I like shoes.
You know what? You really hit the nail on the head when you talked about what you do with the money that you do have. And it's so funny because, you know, I was on my job for 18 years. and I was a manager. And everybody on the job would always say, y'all know Gina rich. That was the thing going around on my job. I was nowhere near rich. But I knew how to manage my money. And I knew if I got my hands, any monies that I got my hand on, I was going to turn that money into more money, or I was going to turn it into some type of an investment. It wasn't that I had a lot of money. It's what I was doing with it. And that's the point that you made with your children, which is the same thing. My kids, when they came to me and told me that we were rich, I said, "Oh, let me show you." So what I did was I made them set out a plan. I gave them, this is how much you make, and they were like 15 and 16 at the time. And I gave them, this is how much your paycheck is every 2 weeks. These are your bills. The last, whichever one of you at the end of 3 months has money in your bank account, and this was figurative, this was not real, have money in your bank account, I will give you $150. And so they had to take the paycheck and I used the real scenario of my paycheck and my real bills. And I had them every month. You had to pay your bills. You had to do this. You had to buy food. And at the end of it, they realized, man, you pay all of this out of this. And so that they are just like that now. That's how they manage their paychecks now. They're like that now because of that scenario that I took them through, because mom is able to do. They thought I was rich, but let me show you. It's the way you manage that money, that paycheck that you make. You can't get a paycheck and go out and buy everything you think you want. And so it really taught them a huge lesson. And I think it's something every teenager should go through. They should have that in class. Yeah. They should have that in school.
Yeah. Financial stability, financial knowledge.
So there's a game, and I know that most people know about it. It's called Cash Flow. And Cash Flow is by Robert Kiyosaki. So he has cash flow classes. There's online and everything. So Cash Flow explains to you how to get out of the rat race. And the rat race is how to go from having assets, from having liabilities to having assets that pay for liabilities. Because that's what the wealthy think of. The wealthy think about when they buy a car, who's going to pay for my car? When they buy a new house, what investment is going to pay for my new house? That's their mind. That's their mindset. We think of, we get money. How can we buy what we want? Not how can something buy what we want. It's a different mindset. And that goes to the things that I teach, the things that I speak about, the things that I'm about on an everyday basis is about the mindset that is needed for growth. Right now is the time to reset, revamp, and grow. Now is the time. Get prepared. People that, if you're listening and you're half listening, prepare yourself right now for the ability to have a future. Because if you're dependent upon nothing personal to jobs, I was a W-2 employee for 40 years. I've had a job of some sort since I was 9. Groceries, garbage, everything. If you don't understand that the economy right now is about to make a change, make the change now. I talked about this 10 months ago about I wasn't worried about Trump's 2025 plan because I was worried about Rachel L. Gary's 2025 plan, because that's the plan we should have all been sitting down having a conversation about. That plan.
We knew it was coming. So I really want to ask a question.
Let's now ask, please.
I want to ask the question to everybody on the panel. How many of you are worried about the food stamps not hitting tomorrow or this weekend? How many on this panel?
I want to say I am.
You are?
Let me tell you, I am. Let me tell you my why. My why is this. Now, remember, guys, I'm a strategist. So I play chess, not checkers. Now, listen to it carefully. 1, You take away people's economic freedoms. You take away the way that they're able to provide for their families. We as Black people, and I'm a Black person, so I'm gonna speak from our diaspora, as Dr. Stevens will say. We get angry. We don't strategize. So what happens next is people start looting. People start stealing. What does the government do? 2, they bring in the National Guard. Why? Because that's what you do to calm down a crowd. 3, what happens next? Then you have martial law. Then what? Where can you go? What can you do? You are stuck. So this goes to, I don't be concerned about the food stamps themselves. I play chess in life, and I know that this is a strategy. And if we're not hip to the strategy, we all need to be worried about what's going to happen next.
Yeah, but the point I was making is, we all on here, none of us raise our hands. Well, you did.
I raised my hand. I raised my hand.
We all on here prepared for a day like this.
No,
we prepared for a day like this.
No,
where we're not going to suffer in our households, and we may be able to help some of the people out there that's struggling in their households. That's the point I'm making.
I say this, Gina, I agree. We might be more financially stable, but if there is, we'll go this way. If you have 100 people and you got 6 who can be stable, and you got 100 people that are unstable, they make the 6. They overshadow the 6, because when all of these things take place, we're trapped in it just like they are. If we have not made a plan to get away, which I know Gina has heard me have a conversation. We talked at the beginning of the year, Gina, when I told you what my plan was. Dr. C, you've heard my plan, because at the end of the day, if you don't have a plan of what you do, I'm not a doomsday type person, but I do watch. We've been hearing threats about the National Guard. Did y'all read Trump's 2025 plan? He executed every line. He didn't lie. He said it to our face. We just didn't take face value.
Well, we tried to tune a bunch of that out, and because you can't believe somebody would follow such a raunchy, unbelievable plan. For one, that's the and you start thinking this ain't even human, and it's not. And what's so crazy about it, he don't know nothing about his history, or he wouldn't be doing none of it, because 80% of the plan is hurting the people who voted for him. You know,
this ain't about votes. He don't care about them votes.
I'm just saying he don't care about the people that he's hurting either.
Because it goes this way. The slave owners, we're gonna take it back. We're gonna take it back real quick. Slave owners, they didn't care about the people they were hurting. They cared about their financial gains. And we think emotionally. They think financially. We care about people's feelings, how people are going to be doing, and about their lives. They care about their finances.
That's true.
So we need to change our frame of thinking and start thinking about our finances so we can be more financially stable, because our dollars are the dollars that stimulate the damn economy. Excuse my language. We stimulate the economy. It's our money. But believe me, Black Friday, we all gonna be in a line. Believe me, on Christmas, we gonna fill up a Christmas tree. But we gonna do that.
Right.
But we don't understand we don't understand that right now, that fourth quarter is when they make the most money, because we spend the most money. We got Halloween. Right now, I see decorations everywhere. I see people buying candy everywhere, but they ain't gonna be able to buy food in 2 days.
Correct. Correct.
But it goes to our mindset.
We stimulate the economy, and the great majority of us know that as a diaspora that we stimulate the economy, but we don't stimulate the economy for us.
No,
we stimulate the economy for other people. Then we don't choose to leverage the fact that we are responsible for stimulating the economy. And that's where the psychological warfare comes in, because I have to feed you a load of bull. I have to make you believe that you're not the powerful one, that I'm the powerful one, when in fact you are the powerful one. So it kind of all goes back to, because here's the thing, and I have received food stamps when I was raising my kids, right? I understand that, but even when I didn't have the income for it, I got off food stamps because, listen, us living off rations, that's not our first go around. It's not our first go around. It's just
If
that
I
we
was getting
just
to
got
say,
used.
I was
Yeah,
getting
we
ready to
just
say,
got used to living off rations. We got so used to it, right? And I'm not saying it because I don't eat these things, but we got so used to living off rations that we turned things that were really not supposed to be edible. We turned them into to delicacies,
yeah,
if you will. So everything has to do with mind. Everything has to do with mindset. So I implore people. I was on Rachel's show the other day when we discussion of SNAP benefits, and I said, "Hey, let's just snap back at no SNAP." I mean, you know what I'm saying? And I meant that. Let's snap back because this is not our first go round. All right, and
But
we don't have to act like we're being terrorized because we're not getting food stamps, because all we're doing is feeding into a matrix that they want us to feed into by hollering and screaming about what it is that you won't give me. So I'm going to throw a temper tantrum about what it is that you won't give me. No, we need to turn that around. That's why I said snap back at SNAP, because okay, if you don't give me, do you know who I am? I'm a black woman. I'm still gonna make it. What you talking about? Okay. I mean, that is the
uh,
mindset that we need to develop, not like hollering and screaming about what you're not gonna give me. You're not gonna give me no more rations. So I'm gonna go and tear up my city, tear up my community, breaking my houses, breaking my neighbor's house. We're feeding right into that. And that's why they say, okay, we want y'all to do that. That's why we pulling out the National Guards so they can come and beat y'all over the head and lock y'all asses up. See, we got
well, see,
we feeding into it because we don't see the worst thing that could have happened with slavery was, and don't get me wrong, I'm not minimizing the physical brutality, but the worst thing that happened to us in that time was the psychological part, because once you buy into something and start adapting a mindset about it, right? Or we say in therapy, your pathology, then you begin to behave that way, and that's what people count on, is that we want y'all to behave a certain way.
but
That's what. So we have to learn how to not
no,
feed
I totally
it.
what
agree.
what
I,
what we got to do is
but here's the light. Sorry, what
what
you
we got
say,
to do is
Greg?
get pushed back on the media. The media is putting this narrative out there because anytime something like this happens, where something being given away by the government, they go to the neighborhood and find somebody to get on and tell them how bad they're going to have it because of they're not getting that benefit. How many times we done seen this on the TV where they interviewing somebody from my neighborhood, a black person from the neighborhood, talking about a SNAP benefit, where we're only actually 17% of the people receiving it. So that's the narrative they putting out there, like we getting all of the daggone benefits. And
Yeah.
this goofball up
Hey,
there don't know his history, so he think he's hurting us. But in actuality, he's hurting his base. You
Rachel, I'm
know?
gonna let you have the final word.
Okay, so this is what I want to say. I don't want to leave the show where we're talking about the disparities or the things that are happening. Let's talk about a plan. Plan A, what are your talents? Let's get your talents and let's start monetizing those. Let's stop being concerned about what's happening and let's do what we can do to make it better today. If you do hair, start doing hair. If you are good at sewing, start sewing. get with your community, get in the community leaders, start having community meetings where you guys make a decision on who's going to put this amount of money aside, who's going to give money to what program, who's going to be over that program. Let's start using our brains that we have always been superior. Let's continue being superior with the mindset of how we come back. As Dr. C said, snap back means combating the narrative of negativity and bringing in the positive. And the positive is that do what you do and do what you do best without making it. The hardest thing is to suppress anger. That's an emotion. But we have to start thinking logically, not emotionally. Yes, logically, what can we do as a community to bring our community solace and help the people that will be affected? 17% is 8%. So let's stay focused on our growth. Let's stay focused on using our money in our communities to grow our communities. And if you want to boycott anything, boycott spending your money outside of your community. Let that dollar stop circulating 4 seconds in our community and start.
Cool. Give us that exercise real quick.
So, CEOs, this is not the time to be scared. This is the time to be empowered. That's why it's clearing your actions, empowered by your choices and owning your direction. And until next week, right here on the National Black Radio Hall of Fame inductees, with guest stars Dr. C and guest host Steve Edwards, I want you guys to be up, out, and moving to the greatness that we all know lies within who? You.
Yes, sir. Steve, what you got?
Oh man, it was just awesome, man. You spoke on the triggers, and then, man, it was an awesome show. It was an awesome show tonight. I learned a lot.
I learned I shouldn't have gave my son all them shoes. Hey, Dr. Kelly, you want to say anything real quick?
He obsessed now.
Dr. Kelly, do you have anything you want to say real quick?
I'm sorry. I was just laughing because he was like, y'all didn't see, he was flashing the shoes like that.
I saw the red shoes on the screen.
That's my only pair of Adidas. I only got one.
No, that's the power of media. He was rolling the shoes across the screen. See the power of media? See that subliminal message? Y'all go buy these shoes. But what I want to say, love being with you guys. Absolutely. This is dope living times 10. Stay positive, stay up, and just remember, hey, keep your mind intact every day. Your mind is all you got, right? So keep your mind intact. Love you and sending you lots of peace and love.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Dr. Mo, what you got?
We need to go ahead and rediscover our history. In our history, we used to take care of each other back in the day. Our parents used to be caretakers of the community. And when they said something like, hey, we ain't going to do it, guess what? We didn't do it. We followed through. And we need to learn from that. It's very important what Dr. Carol and Rachel said. Hey, we really, really need to take a look at our money. And when it's time to spend it, we spend it someplace where we appreciate it. You know, the worst thing you could do is spend your money with somebody who don't appreciate you. That is exactly the worst thing that you can possibly do. Because I remember being in those shoes every once in a blue moon where you get your money when you're out there at the beginning starting and you go someplace to buy something. And they don't treat you like dirt, but it's staying real close. You could feel it. You can smell it. So when you're young and stupid and don't know, you can walk out the door with your money in your hand because he who has the money wins, period. So, if they're taking your money and treating you like shit, then you deserve everything you get.
Cool, Gina.
Man, I'm telling you, this is really the time to mentor and educate people on what to do with their money and how to make it grow for them. If you can't get through them during these times right now, they just don't want to hear it. Pull somebody to the side and show them how Rachel's doing it already. Get them to sign up in the CEO classes. you know, because this is a time where you need to learn how to make your money grow and how to make it work for you, not just get it in your hand. And as soon as it's in your hand, it's burning your pocket and you in the store shopping. All right. So let's do that, y'all.
Yeah, and don't forget, everybody. Next week is the Distinguished Artists Guild. Next Friday, go out there, have some conversations, network. It's going to be a great event. Want to see everybody there. I guess I won't be wearing gym shoes, but we'll be okay.
Yes, you will.
I did last year. I wore them with a suit, but I ain't gonna wear them this year with a suit. I'll be all right. Y'all done made me. I got to go apologize to my son for raising him wrong now. Anyway.
Stop it.
Yeah. Woo.
Oh, goodness.
That is our week. Don't forget to set your clocks back this weekend. All right, you're getting an hour. All right,
and you're gonna need an extra hour for next week, right?
I'm sorry.
Gonna need an extra hour for next week.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And Halloween is tomorrow, so.
And don't forget that you're gonna be on Wake Up CEO.
When am I being
on Wednesday?
This guy.
He already forgot.
I'm gonna be on Wake Up CEO, and man, look, I got this new book. Gina, I gotta say this real quick. Gina is such an amazing person. Okay, we had great conversation. I sent her the book, and I had before I even did anything else with it, and she didn't call me back. All right, so I'm sitting here pacing. It's probably a curve in my floor right now. I'm pacing, and I'm like, you know what? I said I wasn't gonna write, and I ain't doing it no more. Forget what Rachel
Did you get triggered?
About. I ain't doing nothing. Okay.
That trigger.
Rachel, that's yeah. But
you got triggered.
She came back. She said I did a great job with it. I'm gonna send each of you guys a free book, okay? But man,
he said that word, y'all. He said that word.
It's an ebook, y'all. So I'm gonna send y'all the PDF copy, okay? So everybody can go to it. I need everybody to come back at me and say, Greg, I didn't like it. You shouldn't have did this. You shouldn't have did that. Greg, I did it. Everybody else is $4, y'all. Y'all get the $4. $1 off of every book is going for the Distinguished Authors Guild next year for the scholarship. Okay, so I hope I sell 3,000, 4,000 million copies so we can definitely have a good time there. But anyway, that's us. Gina, I don't know if you saw some of the stuff. They just sent us a bunch of backgrounds for Halloween. Okay, they sent it today.
Oh no, I haven't seen them.
I saw you put one of them up there for a minute.
I was just checking out because I'm like, what is this? They just sent it. So anyway, I'm gonna delete all of them. This is Dope Living TV Live, man. We'll see you guys on Monday. All right. Have a safe weekend. Make sure y'all treat these kids right on Halloween, okay? And make sure you set your clocks back. Okay. We'll see you guys Monday.
Hit the right button, bro. Hit the right button.
I'm gonna hit that button now.
Before I get
it ain't working.